That's her significant other and or husband or whatever it is.
I assume so.
And now they just walk home.
Yeah.
There they go. Those are the people we're throwing out. Sorry for your luck. It really means the world to me when someone is willing to take their time and talk to you guys about their success and how I was able to help them with that success. And it doesn't matter if they work in a cubicle or they own their own business or they're a single mother or a truck driver, but I think we all take that individual's testimonial and background a little bit more seriously when they are a fireman or a police officer, a lawyer, or a doctor. In this case, we're going to visit Dr. Mike and listen to his story because he's working with me the way you should be. And we're making calls to landlords. Some people say to me, well, I don't know how this is gonna work logistically, Danny. How are we gonna be able to get on the phone when I'm stuck in my office 9 to 5 every single day? I've only got an hour for lunch and I only have 2 20-minute breaks. Well, Dr. Mike literally is in emergency surgery half of the time. And we figure it out and we work through it. So not to put down what you do, especially if you're a single mom or a truck driver, what you do is important and how you put food on the table even more important. I'm working with police officers who can't use their phone during the day. So when that 15-minute break comes, we do this kind of work. Did you save any lives today?
Yeah, I did actually. I could tell you all about it.
That's awesome. You're the only guy that can ask that and be serious and get a real answer.
All right, I got
okay,
the story.
You know me, I forget more than I remember, so we are calling what I call the crazy art store, where the lady is literally built an art studio in her New Orleans.
You know, I do wonder why that she has all the art there, but I don't know. You know, just looking at it, she's even got, like, there's some space for some laundromats, but it looks like she has some like mannequins there and some art there that's taking up some of the space for some of the washing machines, and so
we need to go visit that store.
It seems more of an art store than a laundromat from the naked eye.
And we spoke to Rick, we had a good conversation, and where did we leave it?
So Rick was basically, so it seemed like y'all kind of built a fast rapport. He said that his current tenant is not a great tenant, said that she's very artsy, had a good laugh about that. And, you asked a pointed question. You asked, if the current tenant leaves tomorrow, would you consider leasing? And then Rick said yes. He really didn't hesitate. And then he said that he is a dealer, he used the word dealer of machines. He meant distributor.
Oh, that's right.
And that's for Continental was what he said it was for.
He was a Continental distributor, wow. So you would think he knows a little. So probably ran the store himself back in the day and put the equipment in as well.
Back in the day.
I'm looking at the notes here. We didn't talk terms. We don't know what he wants to collect. We didn't get that far, if that's far at all.
Yeah, we didn't get that far. You sent him an email, and that's about as far as we got.
Yeah. All right, let's call him up, see if he answers the damn phone. Stand by.
All right.
Danny D'Angelo, the laundry guy. How are you, my friend?
I'm good.
So, we talked, I sent an email, again, just a quick refresher. I know you know quite a bit about the laundry business, having been a distributor. We just went by the store yet again and just don't see any change other than more equipment going out of order. We're interested in talking terms if and when the time comes and leasing the place.
I've got a partner, and I did talk to him about it, and I would be willing to talk to you.
Okay. Well, we're talking now.
I know.
Just to be clear, Rick, I'm not the specter of death. I don't take these operators and throw them out front plate glass window in these laundries. But as you know, if they don't retool, if they don't spend the money, and it's not about having art on the wall or the proper color in the parking lot or a
Right.
good catchy name. It's not that type of business. You just have to have good equipment. And there's a little bit more to it. But as you know, I'm preaching to the choir because having been a distributor, you know exactly what it takes. It takes a big influx of cash up front. I have
Right.
those relationships with Hips and Speed Queen and Wascomat and American Dryer, and whoever brings me the best price and the longest warranty is going to get the deal. And I'm not here to ask about your tenant. I'm just interested in the infrastructure, the fact that it is there and it is in place. And I'm going to be clever with this question, and I think you'll understand why. If we were to come to terms, when could we actually do something on a lease in this space?
I do not have a lease with her, so we can do it. We could do it quickly. I can't tell you how quickly.
No, sure. I mean, I understand. If I say I want to buy a house and I want a 30-day close, we all know what that means. If I say I want a 7-day close, there's probably something fishy going on. We're not in that kind of a hurry.
Right.
But ask and answer.
No, she does not have a lease there, and so being able to do it in an expeditious manner, we could do it.
Good. Important question. What's your asking rate? And I'm asking this to a guy who knows what a laundromat, who is recently retooling and looking to retool every 7 years. I know it's a run-on sentence. Keep that in mind. I don't want you to hurt my feelings. I don't want to hurt yours. I'm asking, what can we do here? I can't make you rich with laundromat rent. And the difference between me and my partner, Dr. Mike, and her, and again, I don't know the tenant. I didn't even know it was a female until you told me. The difference is we're going to have that debt service. We're going to be spending that money on equipment every month. You know that.
Right. I do have a question for you.
Sure.
Okay, so I think you said you had a partner, and I think you said he was a doctor, right?
Correct.
Would he be interested in buying that building? Or are you just in law?
Not now. I can answer that quickly. We're in a cash flow play right now. So
Okay.
I know why you want to sell it, and that's the same reason we don't want to buy it, frankly. But it's a good question.
Okay.
We would love to have first right of refusal on that lease. That's something that's common for us, having first right of refusal. And we might be the ones to buy it, but not currently. I don't think I need to explain that. And for us, it's strictly a cash flow play. It's a gamble. Whether or not that store will make money is a gamble for 99% of the operators out there. Turns per day and all the portions that they throw around. I mean, in reality, have a bright, beautiful store. I can aim it free laundromat, no quarters needed, and it doesn't mean anybody's going to come in the doors. But once they do, they're going to keep coming back.
Right. Okay, I'll tell you what. So how long of a lease would you want?
At least 15 years, because we typically retool every 7.
Okay. All right. Let me, before we take this any further, let me get with my partner and see how we would want to structure it. Like, we would like to sell that thing.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay. And if we sold it, I mean, obviously you would have your 15-year lease that would go with the building.
Correct.
So.
And don't forget, let me sell you something here. You're going to be selling a building in a year with a bright, beautiful, gorgeous laundromat instead of a bit of an eyesore, which you have there now. And
I agree.
If you sell the building now, you're looking for someone that either wants to find a laundromat tenant, wants to vanilla the space and boot the current tenant, or sells. And that's a whole nother can of worms. Most people looking to buy commercial property right now, I just saw the starts are down and we're in a 10-year lull. Just saw it this morning on Bloomberg for commercial space. So that being said, that market is very narrow, looking for someone that's going to come in and want to run a laundromat. Instead, you're selling a year from now to someone that says, oh, I don't give a shit. I just want commercial space and I want good businesses running in them. You know that. Yeah, get us a price and...
let me have a discussion with my partner again. And now that I know what you want, and now that you know how soon it can be available,
sure.
I'll put something together.
Please. And feel free to call me. I prefer a phone conversation, and we'll put together a letter of intent. We don't want to partner with you, but we need rent abatement, and we do need some help making sure not that you again are jumping in on the profits, but the fact that we want to be successful so that we can, maybe you keep it for 10 years with us as a tenant. I don't know. Nobody knows what the future will bring.
Right.
Good.
Okay.
Give me a price, give me a rate, and let me know.
Okay, will do. Thank you, Danny.
Ciao.
Okay, bye.
That was a good conversation.
That was good. Making progress. How do you feel?
I feel good.
But you can't get ahead of yourself.
That's what I've learned. So I mentioned earlier, this is a process. And so, this same conversation, whenever I first started, I'd be giddy. But I've learned, don't get ahead of yourself, man. So I'm just going to go about my business like it is.
I have hundreds of calls of me making successes happen just with my face.
This is a new one.
Now that was, all right, you know what I say. That doesn't mean
Yeah, we were just saying that.
It doesn't mean you have a laundromat. I'm walking around out there in the foyer with the fountain and everything, and I'm thinking to myself, this is going really well, and I should be filming this, because that's my normal thought. I do calls like that all the time. I tell people, 1% of what I do is on YouTube. I was on the phone this morning at my hotel making follow-up calls. I'm at the airport. I've made some videos of me in weird places. It's a pain in the to put a GoPro up in my truck when I'm driving. A lot of consultations when you initially talk to me, like I was talking to a guy and I was like, babe, he's like, oh, you're with your wife? I'm like, yeah, man. I don't need to be sitting in my office talking to you about laundromats. It's more about you. It's about that thing. And it's just really odd to have this moment happen where you are the one on. I hope you're in here going, making funny faces and shit. Was he good? Yeah.
He was taking very detailed notes.
Oh, God, yeah.
Messing away at it.
He's doing the Jerry Lewis notes in here.
Yeah.
That's good. And I was thinking about it. I thought we could say that we want to meet with him, but really that doesn't, it doesn't really play into it. We can just sneak into the store. Is she there when it's opened?
Yeah, she's there.
Always there?
I've been there a couple times. Each time I've been there, she's been there.
So what are we going to do?
Just go in there. She'll, go in there, look at the art. She's got a bunch of art there. People, whenever I was, last time I was there, people literally just came in there, looked at art, and walked out.
So her store is so unique and goofy. On a scale of 1 to 97, that was good.
That was a good call.
Yeah.
And I was telling Eric, man, this same phone call, whenever we first started, I'd be flying off. I'd be like, man, I'm super excited. But you just said, you came in here, you knew the phone call went well. You said that doesn't mean.
Yeah.
And so, gotta just, it's not. It doesn't happen till.
Because we don't even have a price, and it's the French Quarter. That fucking shit might be going. Mm-hmm. So to talk about it, we don't know what the rate is, and that's the most important thing. And also, if you listen, which I'm not good at, people will tell you what they want. Mm-hmm. And that's part of negotiating too. When I already think I know what somebody's gonna say, that's when it goes sideways, because I don't wanna wait. But he said, I wanna sell the building. And that's why instead of saying no, because you're my client and my fiduciary responsibility is to you to make sure that if it were me, I'd say, what's the price? But truly, he's desperate to sell the place. I don't mean desperate, and I just saw on Bloomberg this morning that it's a 10-year low for commercial and retail space today. They just announced it. So it's like, oh, this guy, I say Bloomberg, and people are like, oh, because Shelley always has it on in the house. So, good call. Will he call, text, write, give us this is kind of where we've been before, but now I think he's ready to boot the bitch out.
He seemed excited to hear from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of what I got from it. She doesn't have a lease.
The phone rang 4 or 5 times. I was like, God damn it. Yeah. So again, the emails that I field, somebody will say, listen, I live in Central Texas and there's only 3 laundromats in town. Will this work? I'm like, yeah. You can scoop up one of those stores, maybe not today, tomorrow, next week, but eventually either all three of those are going to go away, but they're not all going to retool at once. It's just not going to happen. There's no way. Or they'll say, you know, there's two pretty good stores and there's one really horrible one. Which one should I go after? You know, I'll say, all of them. If you get the horrible one and you retool it, the other two are going to be older all of a sudden. That's the way this works. You're constantly putting fresh tires and new engines on your 57 Chevy, not your 87 Toyota Corolla. Well, let's go look at the store.
Okay, let's do it.
Gonna wand me.
All right.
All right, we gotta walk all the way down to the car.
Okay.
So just text me the address of the art laundry.
All right.
And we'll see you there. But I don't want her to get all sketchy or anything because of your takeover.
Yeah.
So we'll just roll in there and look at her art, I guess. Since she's got that weird art, she's not gonna know.
Yeah.
Plus, you gonna leave the doctor getup on?
Well, I mean.
Yeah, that's even better.
But, oh yeah, I'll take off a white coat for sure.
Yeah.
I'll just
all right. Text me the address. This is really how it all begins, where you are scouting your laundromat, no matter where they are, the recesses of the universe, and you are walking in looking for the indications of failure. Once you find those indications, call the landlord, or have me do it if you want it done right. That's terrible.
I like the pants, man.
You're such a nice guy, Doc. Just talking to the homeless.
Yeah.
All right, so you don't think she's gonna give a shit that we're looking at the place, because people always look at the place?
Yeah, I don't think so. I was just over there, and it sounded like she was closing up shop. And so,
Oh no!
Yeah. So we'll see if.
Why would she close?
Yeah, she said, "Oh, I've been up since 5. You know, I'm tired." And so we'll see how that goes.
Just yet another indication of failure that she closes the doors. It's that love that people have for their business.
Yeah, this is it right here.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh yeah, it's closed.
It is closed.
Yeah, I was just here 10 minutes ago and she went down.
Dude,
Yeah.
okay. Do you even want this fucking place?
Wow.
Would you even know this is a laundromat, Eric?
No, you wouldn't. I wouldn't
Yeah.
know.
There's no way.
I guess the Lock South Laundry says it right there. Smart wash.
She's in there.
Clean, dry.
She's in there hanging out. Do we want to ask if we can come in? They're not going to let us in. Here's the beginning of the dermise for these operators. They don't even know it. Do you feel guilty standing out here when you just talked to their landlord?
I don't. I don't.
So they do sell stuff.
Yeah.
They sell
Wigs and masks and alcohol.
And art.
So that's why people would constantly roll in here and just walk in, because of where it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at this through a slightly different lens. Like, it's a big space. I can almost guarantee you that they're going to want a lot of rent money in this place.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of rent money. And now, just looking around, where are your people? Who's going to be using it? You know, we want apartment complexes and we want tons of our people, $30,000 a year income folks.
Yeah.
You've already got your built-in homeless guy. He's right there. He's ready to come and hang out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The rent is going to have to be pretty exquisite. Where's Mardi Gras? Which, is it all over here, just everywhere, just people just drunk in the streets everywhere?
So I think when you think of Mardi Gras, you think of like Bourbon Street. That is
Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
Rue
yeah.
Bourbon.
Bourbon.
Not here.
Not here.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I see this.
Oh yeah, no, you'll see some shit like
Yeah,
that.
the balcony.
Yeah, stuff like that. That stuff is like.
That just reminds me of Bourbon Street.
That is definitely on Bourbon Street. You definitely see stuff like that. People
Because
hang
they'll rent an upstairs apartment for $20,000 for the week of Mardi Gras, and oh my God, it's ridiculous. Yeah, we're gonna check the demographics of this place pretty carefully here and see what's what, and also find out what he. I think he's gonna price it out of a laundromat use, but I can't even see that it is a laundry. Are they in there drinking now, or are they just hanging out?
There's washers right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a laundromat. But all the infrastructure, I mean, all I can see is what would be in this space where this liquor sales bottle thing is? Just walking space?
Yeah.
And what percentage of the equipment still works? he's got the figures.
I got yeah, I wrote it down, but it is, a lot of them are broken.
Yeah,
Broken.
But it's all still there.
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, so like
weird,
what I counted,
right?
So there's a bunch of hookups that are not being used. The ones, there are currently 18 washers that I counted.
Okay.
And marked on them, there were 7 of them that were out of order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're gonna find out if it's worth our while. I guess we're just window shopping.
Yeah.
But she knows you.
What's she with?
You kind of stick out, Doc.
Yeah.
I don't see any washers.
Oh yeah, so this, where you see those mannequins, or what do you see there? Like that silver mannequin thing.
Yeah.
So that right behind that are some washers.
Okay.
And so
It's definitely a big space.
What is it, 2,000 square feet? He wants to sell the building. Where I live in Cave Creek, Arizona, the actual town proper of Cave Creek has the same feel as this.
Mm-hmm.
Like restaurants come and go. I assume restaurants here probably do well and stay for a very, very long time, but there it's just hard because it's so cyclical, because it's really, really hot in the summer and it's very temperate in the winter. And so people come, snowbirds, you know, they come visit. But we watch all of these restaurants and boutiques just come and go and come and go. And we feel poorly because if it's a good restaurant, we're like, oh, this is great. Sadly, they won't be here in a year because they can't survive the summer. They can't weather the storm, literally. And again, we need to find out what he wants. And you know, you're gonna, now they're coming out here, you're gonna have to turn it into a, yeah, I know. You're gonna have to turn it into a real laundromat.
yeah.
They're, I can talk on quickly on my feet, but they're trying to, you know, figure out what we're talking about. Yeah. So the entire city of New Orleans, essentially, every single time that someone gives you a ticket and puts it in your butt, I wonder, so that's her significant other and or husband or whatever it is?
I assume so.
Yeah. And now they just walk home.
Yeah.
There they go.
Oh, it's them.
Those are the people we're throwing out. Sorry for your luck. Let's play it by ear as far as I'd like to bring you to the other store. Does the other store with the food place in it, they're the operators, right? The ones that serve the food and all that stuff. So they won't even notice if we go in there.
The ones that serve the food, I don't think that they're the operators. There's actually like a little cubby where the operator sits.
But they won't even notice if we go in there
and eat. That place is 24/7. People come in and out that place. It's like, it's kind of a different feel than this place right here.
All right, good. Really good to meet you.
You too.
Appreciate the help.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. I guess I'm not supposed to break the fourth wall.
No, that's all right.
All right.
I'm pretty sure this hot water heater's got a few more good years left in it.